Call the Plan Commission public meeting for Monday, March 2nd to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Imig, would you please call roll?
Bill Jarvis.
Here.
Miles Long.
Here.
Tom Curris. Chris Rack. Bob Kokon.
Here.
Gary Emick present. Tom Anderson.
Here. Minutes of the February 2nd, 26th public meeting. Pleasure of the board.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Long. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 5-0. First item, Plan Commission Case 2611, Shops of Schererville, Lot 1, Crunch Fitness. General location, 715 US 41, Shops of Schererville, Lot 1. Petitioner Fit Fusion Team, Bert Jackson, represented by Chirag Patel, partner of Crunch Fitness, requests secondary approval of US 41 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan. Good evening. You're here last month for primary, you're here for secondary. No changes from primary?
No changes.
Any questions from board members? Anything from staff?
Nope.
Pleasure of the board.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis.
excuse me 1 second. You know what, I got the wrong agenda, I'm sorry, thank you. Plan Commission Case 26-1-1, Shops of Schererville, Lot 1, Crunch Fitness, general location 715 US 41, Shops of Schererville, Lot 1, petitioner Fit Fusion Team, Bert Jackson, represented by Chirag Patel, partner of Crunch Fitness, secondary approval of the US 41 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan. I make a motion to approve pursuant to all state, federal, local regulations, and the fees to the town of Schererville be kept current, and anything that was from the findings on the first.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Kokon. Mr. Imig, would you please call roll?
Bill Jarvis.
Yes.
Miles Long.
Yes.
Bob Kokon.
Yes.
Gary Emick, yes. Tom Anderson.
Yes, so approved 5-0. Thank you. Good luck. Next item, 26-3-2, Gallus 6th Edition Maintenance Building. General location 350 to 370 East US Route 30, Gallus 6th Edition. Petitioner Brian Gallus requests primary approval of a US 30 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan. Good evening, Mr. Gallus.
Good evening. How are you and the board tonight?
Good. Whenever you're ready.
What am I redrew the plans.
You
and
need to speak right into the microphone. They
I'm
can't
sorry.
hear you.
I redrew the plans and I've given you all a copy.
Okay, so you were here last month for a study session.
Yes, I was.
So this is a 60 by 60 maintenance garage you're putting up?
Yes, yes. I left the 15 feet back easement as you requested.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Jarvis.
Brian, just a quick question. The photo that you submitted with the building on it, those Connex boxes will be leaving then?
Yes, they will be.
Okay,
That's why I'm putting this up so I can get rid of that, and clean it up, make it look a little nicer.
understood. That's what we had talked about, so just verifying that.
Yes,
There going to be lights on the building?
yes, there will be lights on the building. And there'll be a there's a parking lot light that'll be
Okay,
basically it's about 10 feet off the back of it, which is already there now.
but they're not gonna shine to the north, are they?
They will not be. The lights, I was gonna put two on the front, and then the other lights are already there. They have been for 25 years.
Right, but it's just additional ones because of the residential to the
Correct.
north.
And
Yeah.
there's quite a bit of trees back there, but in the fall, or in the wintertime, there's no leaves. But
Yeah.
no, I wasn't planning on lighting that side of it up. I think that the street light that's out there puts adequate light behind the building, and then I was just gonna put some in the front, unless you want some in the back.
And your doors are gonna,
They're gonna face the south.
south, okay. Questions for board members before I open this matter to the floor? At this point, I'll open this matter to the floor. Anyone in the audience with any comments regarding Plan Commission Case 26-3-2? Any comments from the floor? Being no comments from the floor, we'll close the floor, bring it back to the board.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis.
Brian, what kind of materials are you using on
I'm
this
gonna
building?
use a wood frame building. It's not gonna be a metal pole barn. It'll be a wood frame building, and then I'm gonna site it to match the building in front of it.
Okay, so it'll match the
It'll
one,
match, I was gonna make it blue like the building in front of it is blue now, so that they'll match the same piece of property that it's on.
okay, thank you.
There gonna be any signage on the building?
Siding, yes.
Signage? Any
No,
signs?
Signage, no.
Okay. And then you've got plantings along the, is it,
Per your request, I'll
Yeah.
put the, you said I could put them in planters, correct?
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
right, because it's already all asphalt.
Right, it's already all asphalted, so I'll put a couple planters out there.
Other questions from board members?
How many planters are you planning on putting out there, Brian?
I was planning on putting at least one in between the doors, so four. But that's, really the sides of it is kind of parking lot, which gets plowed. I figured the front of it would make it look a little nicer, and really it doesn't get plowed right through there. The snow kind of gets pushed back past the sides. But I can do,
Yeah,
if you want more.
Your picture here shows,
It does show them on the side. I didn't make the picture. That's the way that the CAD guy drew it. But if that's what you'd like, I can put some planters down the side as well.
yeah, I think like the pictures show. Yeah.
Are you also putting ballards by the doors?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch what your question.
Are you putting ballards by the doors, steel pipes, concrete filled?
Yeah, I will, unless you don't want them there. I just think.
I think it's better for you.
Yeah,
so-
then I want them there, so,
So somebody doesn't damage your building.
correct.
They're easy enough to install.
Yeah, I would like them there.
All right. Other questions, comments, concerns? Anything from staff?
Nope.
Pleasure of the board.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis.
Plan Commission Case 26-3-2, Gallus 6th Edition, the Maintenance Building, General Location 350 to 370, East US 30 Route, East US Route 30, Gallus 6th Edition, Brian Gallus. Primary approval of US 30 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan. I make a motion to approve pursuant to all state, local, federal regulations, and the fees to the town of Schererville be kept current, and that the planters on the side of the building will be representative of what's been given to us, and ballards alongside the doors.
I do have one question on the planters. On the east side is kind of a drive. So do I need to put them on the east side too? It's kind of the easement drive where they would be going around the back side of that fence there. If I put them on, I will. There's probably enough room there.
Well, are you talking about the fence side of it?
Well,
Like
the
where
fence
the
would be-
trees
the fence-
are and such?
The fence would, no, I'm talking like where the the patrician used to be, where the gazebo back there. So if they were coming around the backside of that building, if I had planters on that side, they could possibly be in the way. That side, I would think we maybe would want to leave for more of a street access, and then I'll put planters down the front and the other side.
You're
If that-
talking along the north property line.
Correct,
there.
right
Yeah.
there, exactly. So if somebody was to drive a truck around that side there, if you want them there, I'll put them there. I think that they might possibly be in the way on that side.
Well, yeah, you want to make sure you can get through there. You don't want them to block.
Yeah, nobody's going to see them on the north.
Yeah, and you know, you're going to have to be able to get a fire truck back there too. So I don't want,
You're talking on the east side, not
Oh, east, okay.
where you got the cursor there now. That'd be the east side. The north side would be up.
Oh, I can't even see it.
yeah, where you're coming around that corner,
Right, like they drive through there, on that particular side of the building.
yeah, you want to make sure that trucks can still get through and fire trucks. So.
Right,
yeah.
correct. That's why I was asking you, do I need to put planters on that side as well?
Not if we don't, number one, nobody's going to see it up there because that's your property line and there's trees there. But I also want to make sure that emergency vehicles can get through there. So on that top line
Yeah, I
there.
agree on the top side. I just want to
Yeah.
make clear that I'm talking in between the two there.
He's talking about the east side next to the
East side.
patrician.
Because if they drove a truck around the backside, right
Yeah,
there,
but
correct.
that's where your doors are though.
No, that's the east side. The doors will be in the front, on
Oh, okay.
the south side.
I was looking at the.
Yeah, that picture's drawn wrong.
Well, again, I think you want to be able to get through there.
Right, I just want to make sure that the town's good with that, so I'm not doing something that you wanted me to do and I didn't do it.
No, I think the north and the east leave where traffic can get through.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay, so with my motion, we'll have it to where the north and east side are exempt from those flower planters, and per this picture, everything else is put into place.
Sounds good to me.
Question,
Mr. Imig.
Mr. Jarvis, where did you say the bollards? You said in the front?
Well,
between
where the doors are, usually
The overhead doors, yeah.
you put them next to the doors, so,
Side?
yes,
So you're needing 6.
Six, yep.
yes. I can put that into the findings of fact. Okay, I'll amend my motion to include 6 ballards along the west side of the building by the doors.
That would be the
South side.
South side.
South side.
Okay, so your motion is amended to no planters on the north and east and 6 ballards on the south.
Correct.
All right. So I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Imig. Mr. Imig, would you please call roll?
Bill Jarvis?
Yes.
Miles Long?
Yes.
Bob Kokon?
Yes.
Gary Emig, yes. Tom Anderson?
Yes, so approved 5-0.
Thank you, board.
Thank you, Mr. Gallus.
Thank you, have a good night.
You too. Moving on to findings of fact, Plan Commission Case 2611, Shops of Schererville Crunch Fitness, pleasure of the board.
Motion to approve?
Motion by Mr. Jarvis.
Second.
Second by Mr. Long, all in favor?
Aye.
Carries 5-0. Any correspondence? With that, we are adjourned. Cited, roll call remains the same. First item of business, Red Alert Edition, Lot 2, Tauber Law Offices, Autism Care Therapy. General location 1415 to 1445 Eagle Ridge Drive, Red Alert Edition, Lot 2. Petitioner Tauber Law Offices, represented by, says Jared Tauber, but we got the big guy here tonight.
Well,
Rhett Tauber.
there are days
request-
I'd like to be Jared's age, but not every day.
Requesting a US 41 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan review. Good evening, Mr. Tauber.
Evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the commission. I'm here this evening on a request on behalf of a tenant that we're just located, that is going to be open for business this week in the bottom portion of our office building. We're a two-story office building at 1450 to 1445 Eagle Ridge Drive. Presently, we have signage, our law firm does, on the front of the building, which would be face south, on the east side of the building, which would be facing 41, and also on the south side of the building. Other than that, there are no other signage on the outside of the building at the present time. This particular tenant is an acoustic physical therapy for children, and they're going to occupy the remainder of our first floor. We have a chiropractic tenant has been in there for years that operates about 2,500 square feet, and their front entrance faces Eagle Ridge Drive, so it faces to the west. Our tenant, acoustic physical therapy, would like to place an outdoor sign at the front of our building. You can see our sign is on top. Theirs would go right above the door, which I think is a very good location for a sign for this particular facility. Also, they would like to place a sign in the monument sign that's already present there. That would be how the sign would look in the front of our building, that particular photo.
At the south-facing
Yes.
entrance, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's very attractive, at least in my opinion. So that's one sign location they would like. Then there is the other sign location on the building they would like. Presently, there's no signage there. It faces Eagle Ridge Drive. We have the bottom of that building's been occupied by a tenant for in excess of 10 years. It's a chiropractic practice. He has a very busy practice. But the autism care therapy would like to place a sign there, although we haven't had any in the past. And then the one other location they would like to place a sign would be in the monument sign that we have, and that's it right there. Dr. Tomachter, she had a sign there. She was a pediatrician that occupied the space for, a good 7 or 8 years, and she closed her practice, and that's why we ended up getting this new tenant in there. The space was vacant for about 6 months, but we're real pleased about getting this particular tenant. And of course, they would like to put that same type of sign on the monument sign if it's agreeable to the Plan Commission. So essentially, that's what we're requesting. Once again, I think having the sign on the front of the building is very, very important, as well as a monument sign. As far as the sign facing Eagle Ridge Drive, I just don't know how the commission would feel about that. But certainly the other two locations, I think, are a priority.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, if they put one on the west side, is your chiropractor then going to want one on the west side?
That's the problem. And we're a little bit concerned about confusion with people coming and thinking
Yeah,
that that's
because
and that's not the autism's front entrance.
Right, and, yeah,
Yeah,
that's the chiropractor, so, yeah.
yeah. And he's been our tenant for in excess of 10 years. He has
Yeah.
a very good practice.
I think my thoughts are on your monument sign and their front entrance on the south is sufficient. But what do others?
as well as the monument sign. I
Right.
think that's more than sufficient, because one of the things you get is, if you got the autism on the second floor, it's going to create confusion, because on this side of the building, it's on the bottom, on the other side, it's at the top. I think the building would look much better if we eliminate the one that's on Eagle Ridge.
And, I understand the feeling of the commission on that. And once again, I think as a landlord is, certainly the sign on the front of the building makes a lot of sense. And the monument sign makes a lot of sense. The sign on Eagle Ridge Drive, once again, they'd like to have it, but I don't.
And Attorney Tauber, what's going to happen is you're going to get people going in for the chiropractic, but they're really there for autism.
Exactly.
And it's just going to create confusion.
I don't disagree.
Okay. That's my feeling.
Other thoughts?
I'd agree.
Yeah, I agree too. I think it should go where the office entrance actually is. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Your thoughts
That was,
with what
oh,
the consensus is?
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so there's 5 of us here tonight. We all are pretty much in consensus. We like the one right over the front door where they're going to come in and on the monument sign. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I do very much. Okay? I think they're going to be a very good tenant, and certainly it's for a good cause. They have 15 locations in Illinois, and so this is the first location they have in Indiana, so we're excited to have them.
Well, when I worked at the safety village, there was a lot of autistic children there, so there's definitely a need to be in Schererville, and I'm glad they're coming.
Yeah.
And I'd like to welcome them and thank them for coming here.
I will tell them that, Mr.
Thank you.
Travis, yeah.
thank you, Mr. Tauber,
This would be taken up at the next public meeting.
which would be April 6th.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Let the record show Mr. Forrest is now in attendance.
Please forgive me, Mr. Chairman.
All right, moving on. Next item, Family Express, general location, 751 Lincoln Highway, re-subdivision of Lot 1, Von Tobel's addition, Lot 3. Petitioner, Family Express Corp., Pete Andrio, Vice President of Development, and Patrick Lip, General Counsel, represented by Weiser and Weiser LLP, Attorney James L. Weiser, and DVG Team, Inc., Engineer James Huss, requests 3-lot C3 Highway Commercial Subdivision and US 30 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan reviews. Good evening, Mr. Huss.
Good evening. Jim Weezer is triple booked tonight, so I'm going to do my best to take the show onward without him. With me tonight, as you mentioned, is Pete Andreo, Vice President of Development, and Patrick Lip, in-house counsel for Family Express. Tonight's...
Before you start, I do have some correspondence I'd like to read into the record. This is from John Thiebel to Denise. Hello, Denise. I just wanted to formally convey an update related to the shared parking status between the Grit Fitness facility and the proposed Family Express. As you know, there is presently a shared parking condition between the two properties. With Family Express's proposed construction of a car wash, they are proposing to terminate a throughway presently shared by the two properties. This termination will require us to yellow line, do not park at the end of this lane in order to provide a means for cars to turn around if all parking spaces are full. Our suggestion to Family Express was to move this existing throughway approximately 20 feet westward in order to maintain the existing traffic flow between the two properties. Family Express refused that proposal. My analysis of the circumstances is that if the Family Express development proceeds with retail warehouse types of usage that have limited parking needs, the situation will be fine. However, if the Family Express development proceeds with traditional retail/restaurant usage, parking and traffic flow may be problematic. It has been conveyed that Family Express does not know what the future uses of the additional space on the site will be at this time. I appreciate that. With that being said, I hope that Schererville is keenly aware of the potential that parking needs and traffic flow may generate problems without further adjustments to the Family Express development plan. Thank you for your interest in the planning of this development. Respectfully, John Thiebel, Manager, Lake County Trust, 1438.
So tonight is the, I guess, part of the first steps through approving this development. So this study session focuses on the first of those two mechanisms. We will be back before you with more detailed site information, signage, landscaping, lighting. We'll certainly answer any questions you have about everything, but I'm going to focus more on the plat of subdivision, which is before you tonight, if that's all right with you. As much of the site engineering commingles with materials related to the plat, you obviously have some site materials in your packets. So we'll answer questions as we go. In the most brief summary, our plat of subdivision splits what is currently 6.3 acres, which is one lot, into 3 lots. Lot 1 is what Family Express will occupy. It's approximately 2.73 acres, referred to it as Lot 1. They will own and occupy the entirety of the structure to remain on that property, operating their storefront out of the eastern approximately 9,800 square feet. The remaining building, approximately 20,000 square feet, will be marketed immediately for lease to a user, which will otherwise comply with the underlying C3 zoning district. Lot 1 will be immediately compliant for zoning regulations related to parking. Lot 2 in the northwest corner occupies approximately 2 acres and will consist of 14,500 square feet of existing building to remain. The plan is to set this structure up to essentially have 3 front doors, one on its north, west, and south. And similar to Lot 1, the user is unknown, but will be marketed for compliant uses with the underlying zoning. Lot 2 similarly will be immediately compliant for zoning regulations as they pertain to parking. Lot 3, which is a landlocked parcel in the southern tip, consists of the remaining 1.6 acres and a 68,000 square foot structure. Admittedly, this building is the most unique from a marketing perspective. While it's going to be creative how to market, we really don't know what it's going to be, but obviously there will be visits back to both you and the BZA when that lot comes up for development, so that the town and you fine folks can chime in on your thoughts of what Family Express or another developer brings to the table for that property. So as the mechanics of this plat, put very, very simply, we're separating 1 lot into 3, and we're including all necessary utility and cross-access easements needed to provide legal access out to the surrounding public rights-of-way. That's the core of what the plat does. The existing cross-access easement that connects Grit Fitness all the way back around to the Trek store will be maintained as it needs to be, albeit with a slight adjustment on the Klein Avenue side, simply because our proposed gasoline canopy overlaps the existing easement. So we're just shifting it over 5 to 10 feet. And most importantly, the plat of subdivision demonstrates Family Express's commitment to grant free of charge an additional 5 feet of right-of-way to Klein Avenue, which will enable the capacity increasing widening to occur on Klein Avenue, which has been discussed to some length with both town staff. NDOT was discussed at BZA, and that the widening of the south leg of that improvement will be performed by and at cost to Family Express. That will be obviously done in conjunction with efforts being made by town staff and their engineer to do the same to the north with as closely scheduled construction as possibly can. To date, we've submitted such materials related to the engineering of the whole master plan and what supports this plat of subdivision. That was submitted last week, and I would assume is currently under review by NEAS. We will be following up at subsequent meetings to backfill the architecture, the lighting, the landscaping, the signage, which are all required deliverables of the site development, which was mentioned in your agenda item, but obviously there are still materials we need to present to the town, but we believe the underlying information behind the plat you see before you has been presented. Lastly, and also most importantly, as was discussed at length at the December 8th, 2025 BZA meeting, this is a very, very unique retrofit development. We did ask for and receive unanimously a number of development variances, some related to the site, some related to the plat. The variances that support this plat have been received with the exception of 2 critical items that were not mentioned at BZA because they are need to be passed by Plan Commission as plat waivers. And those 2 items relate to the first one being Lot 3. It's a landlocked parcel. Title 11, Division 5, Section 10-2254A describes that every platted lot must have continuity with a public right-of-way. So in order to develop Lot 3 or plat Lot 3, we need to receive a waiver from you. Obviously not at this meeting, this is just a work session, but when hopefully this plat is passed, we will need a waiver from that requirement. That waiver will be the same waiver that, whether it was actually given or not, it is what the Trek store and the Aquatots building relies on. It's the same style as that that Trek store has no direct connectivity to the public right-of-way and would need or has received this waiver. And because Lot 3 is landlocked, we are asking for the same waiver. Lots 1 and 2 do border the right-of-way and do not need that waiver. And the second remaining item that would be a plat waiver relates to Stormwater Technical Standards, Division 3, Section 9, 355, and that is a waiver for providing site detention, which I realize is a big waiver. Because this is a retrofit and the existing Von Tobel property was essentially fully paved with no detention, providing detention on this property would almost certainly require quite frankly, the demolition of 1 or 2 of the buildings that we are trying to remain in place and the eventual tax revenue that will come from them. We did provide such documentation with our request and to NEAS, clearly demonstrating that the impervious area in the master plan is in fact less than was the case in Von Tobel. So while the site will still remain draining directly to Turkey Creek, it will drain less to Turkey Creek than does exist today. And on top of that, while we do not intend to provide detention, we will be providing a sizable hydrodynamic separator as part of the site plan for Lot 1, which will increase the quality of the stormwater discharged to Turkey Creek, with the expectation that when Lots 2 and 3 bring in their own site development plans, that they would be doing the same. So while we are not decreasing or slowing the quantity of stormwater to Turkey Creek, we are increasing the quality of that runoff through the measures that will be undertaken during the development of Lots 1, 2, and 3, obviously at their respective development timelines. Again, there are subsequent exhibits and memorandums in your packets that bear out the numbers behind that. I have discussed that with Neil. Obviously, he hasn't approved anything yet, but he did express it was what he was looking for. And so, but that is, I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Both myself, Pete, or Patrick are happy to answer them, but that concludes my prepared remarks. And I think what we're really hoping to get out of tonight is hope to get to the point where we can advertise for a public hearing for this plat, because we know this is just a study session.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis.
just a couple questions, if I may. Will there be legal documents in place that give cross easement from Lot 1, Lot 2 to Lot 3? Because I don't have a problem with the waiver as long as they have the connection to get to Lot 3.
The legal documentation for the access only essentially is this plat.
Okay.
This is the site plan, but there are a handful of hatches on the plat. Almost every bit of paved area on that plat that is not a parking area or a building is going to be platted as a cross-access easement. So
Okay.
it will be very clear that anybody on Lot 3 has the right to go through Lot 2 to get to 30, or through Lot 1 to get to Klein Avenue.
So we just have to make sure it's clear in our findings of fact that the connections are there. And Mr. Hanson, could you show me where that connection that Mr. Teeble was talking about exactly? Because I'm a little bit confused on that.
I think you better on the site plan. Yeah. There you go. If you zoom in on the.
Actually, the green space one, I think shows it a little clearer.
It's actually right south of where the proposed dumpster enclosure for Lot 1 would be. That's where a break in the line of parking that exists. So those existing parking spaces you see just east of where I believe Andy just put that mark. That used to be before it was a double row. There was another row of parking that was on what is now Family Express's property. and that cross-hatching did not exist. And somebody from Mr. Teeble's lot could traverse the property line and then use the parking that was on what is now Family Express's property. And then obviously part of the southern row is actually on Family Express property now. We did change the site plan and not capture the entirety of the land that Family Express has purchased to maintain that row and maintain that they were of the size that they need to be to meet Schererville's code. We did meet with Mr. Teeble. It was on the day of the blizzard. And quite simply, while we'd love to accommodate that, doing so would leave essentially no area for queuing of the car wash if we shifted that dumpster enclosure to the east. And given how unique the site is, that's kind of why, frankly, we kind of agreed to disagree. There is an opportunity, and it's illustrated by that cross-hatching on that site plan, is that the area that was the cut-through lane could be striped off and signed as no parking, and that would allow any customer for the fitness center that went down there only to find that all those spots were taken. It would give them ample area to perform a three-point turn and then simply go back to the east and go to the south.
So would the no parking restrictions be on Family Express's property or on the fitness?
No, so actually, that southern row to remain, which is partially on Family Express's property, Family Express intends to allow Mr. Teeble to keep using them for that fitness center. The signs saying there really won't be any it's just a no parking in that crosshatched area. I'm not sure I answered your question, though.
And then they would have access?
No, they would not have access, but they would have an opportunity to easily turn around because they can't go back behind the fitness building. It's a dead end. So if you can envision them, if they go and travel west and find all those spaces full, they could then turn right into that, then back straight up, and then three-point turn back to find spaces elsewhere. His initial concern was, well, what if somebody comes back down there and there's no parking spaces? Are they really going to have to reverse all the way back out, which nobody wants anybody doing? So this was our most efficient way to make sure that doesn't happen.
So I'm looking at the green space one, trying to get I think that is a good one to look at. So, building 3, or lot 3, has parking in front of it, and then you've got a green strip that runs right over. So my question is, what would prevent, by the dumpster there, okay, where you've got the cross-hatching, where, the T-Bowl is claiming they would put a turnaround, and then directly north of that is your dumpster enclosure, correct?
Correct.
And they're just to the west, and like I said, I'm looking at the green area. There's a stub of green there. If you took that green out, would that not make it connect as?
Hi, Peter Andreu, VP of Development, Family Express. As James mentioned earlier, we want to be a good neighbor. We're trying to accommodate them. We paid premium dollars for this lot. We, as James said earlier, about 4 or 5 feet of all those parkings is on our property. Certainly, we could have used that and used that to our advantage. As good neighbors, we're allowing them. and we shifted we're allowing them to use 4 foot of that entire strip. Now, the comment about moving that trash enclosure over 20 feet, that's not going to work for us because that's not going to allow us enough queuing to do that. And
Right.
we are also concerned about the safety of all those cars coming around that trash enclosure, and as cars are queuing into the car wash, there could be a conflict there. So we're very conscious about safety.
Yeah.
I hear your point about the there's a green space there. Should we allow them to use through our property to make that loop? And still have some concerns about the safety of that area to
Yeah.
do that. It's not our land to tell them what to do with their property.
Right.
We suggested that hatched area for them to, okay, nobody wants to back out, but should they need to, if all those parking stalls are full, they could pull into that hatched area and it's wide enough where they could back up and then pull straight forward. That was the solution that we, if we could accommodate any better, we would, but for the safety and for the benefit of our customers, we felt that allowing them to use those, I don't know how many parking stalls, 15 or so parking stalls, 20 parking stalls there, I think that was a good compromise on our end.
Yeah, it's just the way this picture looks, it looks like, and without moving the dumpster enclosure at all, this looks like if you just cut a couple of feet of that green off, it would go around. But I do see your concern of then people entering the,
Plus, in the future, when that gets developed, you're gonna have cars backing up into
Backing
that
up,
area, and
yeah.
then you're gonna have cars pulling into it. You really don't, that's not a good situation from a safety perspective as well.
that's why these are called study sessions.
Yeah,
To
right,
to
yes.
talk about them,
No, I know, we've talked about this.
knock ideas around,
Yeah.
try and come up with solutions. All right, other comments, questions? So you said at your public hearing, you're going to be looking for 2 waivers?
Yes.
And the one is the plat having continuity? And I'm sorry, the second one was
The second one was essentially a waiver
the
from
engineering,
providing stormwater detention.
stormwater detention, yeah. And you're not really changing the impervious area because it's already been there.
I will admit, we are decreasing it very marginally, but we are definitively decreasing the impervious area.
Well, because this green area plot seems to show a bit more green than previously existed.
Oh, it
appears.
certainly is, yeah, it's definitely a reduction.
Okay. Other questions, comments? Anything from staff?
No, sir.
And then Neil just got the engineering, what, a week ago, or,
Admittedly, probably less than that. So
Okay.
I don't expect that he's dove into it yet.
Mr. Helmuth, you're in possession of the engineering?
We have possession of them. We got them late last week,
Yeah,
so they're under review.
okay. What's your timeline going forward now?
I think, should the commission allow us to proceed for public hearing at your next meeting, Jim and I can work on that. We do expect to, in the next 2 to 4 weeks, really as quick as we have it already, submit the remaining materials to satisfy the overlay district development plan, which is architecture for the Lot 1 building, landscaping, lighting, and signage. Landscaping, I do have. Lighting came in over the weekend. So as soon as we button up those last items related to architecture, we'll be making the more complete overlay package.
Mr. Helmuth, would engineering review be done by the next study session,
By the next study session?
which would be 2 weeks? No?
I don't want to say yes or no.
I'm hesitant to have you advertise for a public hearing without the engineering being done. What are
Yeah, I
staff's-
agree, I agree.
Without the engineering reviews, I'm hesitant to have you come in for a public hearing and then have to redo engineering if there's issues. Would it be possible, is the time frame work if we had, because I know you're looking to get going, the weather's going to be breaking. What's the possibility of having a special hearing on the study session night of April? Is that something feasible?
On April 6th for
Well, no, April 6th would be a public hearing, but we don't know that engineering is going to be done by then. So if engineering was, say, complete closer to that, we could do a study session on that night, and then on April 20th, have a special public hearing. Would that be feasible?
I don't know, Mike, you think you'd have the engineering done by the April meeting?
I would assume so.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would work.
I don't want to make you wait till May, but I don't want to have you come here on April 6th and not have everything done. So I'm thinking if we do another study session on April 6th and have the engineering, get everything, then go and have a special public hearing on our normal study session night.
Which would be 2 weeks after that.
The 20th.
So it would save you a couple of weeks from going into May. But I'm not comfortable, there's a lot going on there, and I'd rather have it, I don't know, what do other board members feel?
I think the idea of having a special meeting is accommodating them. It's only a delay of 2 weeks anyway.
No, that sounds like a fine plan. My only hesitation is that's only 14 days, and sometimes the papers don't run. I should know this. Is it 10 days?
10 days prior to.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay, so we're hoping engineering and your lighting plan, all that will be ready for the 6th. We can look at it, go over it, finalize it, and have our hearing on the 20th of April.
And we will certainly, when any comments from NEAS are received, or any additional staff comments, give them the attention they deserve and turn them back as fast as we can.
Okay?
And Mr. Chairman, couldn't they advertise for the 20th anyway, since we're given the guidance?
Denise, I'll leave that in your hands.
Yeah, they can, yeah.
It's premature, but
Yeah, I would wait to hear from Nice on engineering.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Any correspondence? We are adjourned.